to another video. For those that are new, my name is Monnette and this is MonnyBudgets. So for today we're going to be working on some savings challenges, and pretty much all the challenges that I have in this binder, they're all going to be like, each icon is going to be representing $1. So I decided to do it a little bit different today, and then also it's the way I usually do it, if you've been watching here before. So whatever I roll, and let's say I'm in the first binder, right, and whatever I roll, so let's say I roll a 3, I usually add $3 like to the envelope, and then I go on like whatever envelope is next. But instead, the way I'm gonna be doing it today is, if I roll a 6, then that means the envelope 6 is gonna be getting $1. I hope it makes sense. So I actually got this idea from Jessie here on Jessie Budgets. So she has a binder, and it's like her holiday binder, and she has nothing but like Easter, Valentine's, and all that, and that's the way she does it. But in my case, instead of holidays, it's just gonna be like random challenges, and then once I complete those challenges, then that money is gonna get transferred into my sinking funds. And this way it just makes it more fun for me, because saving, if you don't make it fun, it's really hard to actually save. So yeah, we're gonna be doing that today. And then also, I really hope my video is not a disaster, because as soon as I turn on the camera, like literally the neighbor over here decided to start doing some kind of construction outside in his garage, and like it's already like 8 p.m. but yeah, whatever. So I hope that's not too loud. So let's go ahead and count the money. So I have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 and 25. So $25. And then also real quick, my daughter, for those that have been following me, you guys know that she was sick a few days ago. She actually ended up in the urgent care. So I do have an update on that, but I'm not gonna talk about it until the end of the video. So if you want to hear about how she's doing and stuff, just go ahead and wait till the end of the video, and then I'll go ahead and talk about that, because it might be a little bit long. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started here. So I do have, I don't know if I mentioned this, but it's 6 envelopes. And then this one right here, I already had done it, but I decided just to bring it back. And then this one, I already had started it, but we're just going to go ahead and continue. Alright, so let's see. Oh, actually, before I forget, so I had done this a while back. Well, not even a while, but I don't even think it's been that long. And I already had completed it, and I know a lot of you guys wanted me to do it again. So I am gonna do it again, but instead of using this little binder, I'm actually gonna start using this pink one here. And then this one, I think it has like 30 envelopes, and this one, this pink one, actually has, I think, 32. So we're gonna save a little bit extra by using this one. So for today, it is the 10th. So because the way I do it is depending on the day that I film, that's how much money goes in here. So like I said, today is the 10th, so I am going to be adding $10 in here. So I have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. I hope it fits. Alright, so yeah, there it goes, our first envelope. And I got that pink binder a while back, but yeah, I finally decided to bring it out. Okay, so let's go ahead and roll. So we're gonna go to envelope 5. So 1 2 3 4 and 5, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and add it here, and then at the end we'll see how much each envelope got. Okay, so envelope 3, so 1 2 and 3. Okay, that's a 4, so 1 2 3 and 4. Okay, 6, so that's our last envelope. And with this one, we're almost done. I'm not sure what I'm gonna be doing to this money here. Let's see, 4 1 2 3 and 4. So today, I ended up going to the vet for the 100th time because Miley needed refill. So that was fun. I feel like they kind of already know me because I literally go once a week. Okay, that's envelope 1. Another one. And then right after that, me and my daughter, we went to what is it called, Target. And I ended up getting her like some little pants because it's already getting really cold over here. So yeah, she had a lot of fun. She loves going to Target. Target's like my favorite store ever, but it is pricey. But yeah, I usually whenever I do go, I usually just get stuff for her. Because the clothes that I get there, it lasts a very good time. So it's really good quality. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, that's 6. Another one. I feel like 1 is getting good amount. Another 1. Okay, I think 1 is gonna be the lucky one today. And let's see, that's a 4, and that's our last dollar bill. I think that's 4. Let's see, 1, 3, 4. Okay, yeah. So now let's go ahead and see how much each envelope received. This was actually pretty fun. I really enjoyed that. Okay. Okay, so for this challenge, I got 1, 2, 3, and 4. So let's go ahead and color 4. Okay, so like I said, $4. And then this challenge is from TNL Budgets. I'm not sure if she still has it on her Etsy shop. And it's a little bit longer, but I ended up cutting it just so it could fit in my envelope. But yeah, this one's so pretty. And I believe she has free shipping and all her what is it called? All of her items. Okay, let's see. For this one, it just received $1. So let's go ahead and color 1. Go ahead and color, what is this, like a little pill? Okay, so now for this challenge, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Have you guys already started shopping for Christmas? I'm always the kind of person that I'm like, I'm gonna start shopping early, and yeah, it never happens. Okay, so for a $1 challenge, it's gonna get $2. Well, it got $2, so we're gonna go ahead and scratch off 2. I don't have my black marker. Well, actually, I have this one. It's not black, but it's a little bit darker. So 1 and 2. Okay, for this challenge, this is so cute. Look at this. Save your off. Okay, so for this one, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Not bad. Actually, just gonna color the ears, and then off camera I'll go ahead and color the rest because I don't want this video to be extra long. So that's 4 and 5. I think it was 5. Yeah. Okay, next we have our Christmas one, and it literally just got $1. Okay, This is like the one that should have gotten the most because Christmas is literally around the corner. But whatever, it's fine. And by the way, if you're wondering where I got this little pink one, I actually got it off Temu. I think it was like, I want to say like $1.50 or so. It was around there. But yeah, and it's like, to me, it feels like really good quality, just in case you guys were wondering. Okay, so for this challenge, you received $2. Okay. So now for this one, we have, let's see, we have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. So $18. And for this one, we're almost done. Alright guys, so this pretty much concludes cash stuffing part. Now I'm gonna go ahead and start talking about how my daughter's doing and all that. So in case you're not interested and you want to end the video here, that's completely fine. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you on my next one. So now for my daughter, like I mentioned, she got sick a few days ago. So it first started, so let me go ahead and like tell you from the beginning so you guys can understand how we ended up in urgent care. So it was the morning, you know, and then so my daughter is 3 years old, right? So I'm potty training her and stuff like that, you know, but most of the time she does wear a diaper, right? So whenever we woke up, of course her diaper was dirty, so I went ahead and cleaned it, right? And then so I cleaned her diaper, and then within 5 minutes she's like, "Mommy, like I peed again," right? That's what she told me. And I was like, "My bad, I just changed your diaper," you know? So I was like, "Okay, well, I guess let me change it," right? And she got on the bed so that I could change her diaper, right? Well, whenever because the diapers that she used, they're like pull-ups, right? So I ripped it on the side, right? Because I was gonna take it off, and when I did that, like the whole outline of her diaper, it was like full of hives, like, right? So her private part was, you know, pretty decent, like there was nothing going on with that, but the outline of the diaper, that's what was really, really bad, right? So then I was like, okay, so I didn't even want to put her a diaper. I just put her little panties on, right? So then I ended up giving her like her bandage or whatever. And then it finally went down, and I was like, okay, good, you know, maybe it was the diaper. Even though it was kind of weird because she's been on the same brand since she was a newborn, because whenever I tried a different brand, like for example, whenever I had tried Huggies, like right away she like had a rash and it was bad, you know. So she's always been on the same brand, Pampers, because of that, you know, because she gets allergies from other diapers, right? So you know, I gave her Benadryl, she was fine, you know. And then it was like later in the afternoon, right? Lunchtime, right? She had ate her food and all that. And then we came to the room because we were gonna watch TV, right? So we were laying down, and she's like, "Mommy, my stomach hurts," right? And she's usually the kid that she never tells me like, "Oh, this hurts," or nothing. Like once in a while she'll be like, "Oh, like my hand's itchy," or like my arm's itchy because of a mosquito bite, or you know, whatever. So but this time she was like, "Mommy, my stomach hurts," and I thought it was weird, but I was like, "Okay, well, let me rub your stomach," right? So I was rubbing her stomach, whatever, and then she forgot about it. And then after that, she told me, like, I want to say like 5 minutes after, she tells me again, "Mommy, my stomach hurts," and this time she's like whining, you know. So I'm like, okay, well, let me check you. So I picked up her shirt, and her whole stomach was full of hives. It was like they were super red, like you could tell like that it was like her skin was very irritated, right? So then I go ahead and check the diaper area, because earlier she had problems with that area. Well, that area is completely clear, but now it's her stomach, right? So I'm like, okay, well, you know, I really didn't know what to do. And it kind of sucks because this is like the times where I wish I could like ask, like for example a parent, or like for example my mom or my dad, or just anyone in general, like, hey, what can I do, and it sucks because I don't really have no one to ask. Like for example, my mom passed away when I was little. My dad, it's a long story, but and then the other person that we had in our lives was my husband's grandma, which pretty much is like his mom, because like she raised them. But anyway, she passed away not too long ago, right? So yeah, I don't really have no one to ask, like, hey, what can I do, so I was like, so I thought to myself, like, okay, well, I guess let me give her more Benadryl, right? So I gave her more Benadryl, and then I was like, okay, well, maybe it's just because she's itchy, that's why maybe she's saying that her stomach hurts, so then I gave her the Benadryl. It did take a while to finally kick in, right? So then it finally kicks in, and then a few hours pass, and it's already time, like, for another dose, right? Well, by that time, whenever it's time for the other dose, like, she starts crying, and like I could tell that by that time she was in pain, so I start checking her body, and it's like twice as worse. Like, it's bad, by this time it's really, really bad. Like, anything like that would touch her skin, it would just start like swelling up. It was so scary at the same time, so then I'm like, okay, something is really going on. So then that's whenever I decide to take her to urgent care, right? So then I take her to urgent care, and then they do her vitals and all that, and then they tell me, like, okay, what's going on? So then I go ahead and tell them, like, okay, well, I started here, and then I gave her this, and so on. And I even told them the reason I brought her in is because it scared me that not only was she like breaking out extra bad, but at this point she's already crying, like that it's hurting her, so they're like, okay. So by that time it was already time for another dose of Benadryl. So they went ahead and gave her the Benadryl, right? And what it was weird was that while she was there, they were taking care of her. Right away, they decided to bring me like the paperwork, and that paperwork, they usually bring it to me whenever I'm ready to get released, which I thought it was weird because we had literally just gotten there, like not even 30 minutes an hour, and they're already like taking us out pretty much. And but like, even though it was kind of weird, because usually whenever I do take her in for anything else, like, they don't let her out until it's clear from whatever I took her in for, and this time, like, they didn't even wait for her to, like, for her skin to clear out, like, none of that, but at the same time, I was like, okay, well, they're professionals, they know what they're doing, so I did all the paperwork and we left, right? So then we get home, and I literally don't go to sleep till like 3-4 in the morning, because I was just afraid that things could get worse, because anything that has to do with an allergic reaction, like, it could come to like to the point where you could have trouble breathing, so I was just afraid that something like that could happen while I was asleep, so I tried to stay awake as long as I could. So yeah, I didn't end up going to sleep till like 3-4 in the morning, right? And then by, I think it was like 6 in the morning, she was already up crying that it was hurting again, like that she was itchy, and and it was bad. Like, it was all over her face, like her little nose, her eyes were swollen, like it was bad, right? So then I give her another dose of Benadryl, and then by that time, like, it was just taking forever, like, to calm down. Like, I don't even think honestly that the Benadryl was doing anything by this time, right? So then it finally kicks in, and then guess what? So then, as I'm trying to deal with this, right, the light from the house, it goes away, like, so apparently one of the light companies around here was doing some work in the neighborhood, and they ended up doing a mistake that the whole light in the neighborhood went out, right? So we didn't have light for like 5 hours. And even though it had been cold that specific day, it was hot. It was so hot and humid. So because it was so hot in the house, it was making her hives even worse, So I'm having to deal with that. And then Miley, my dog, you guys know she has heart problems, so she can't be in the heat because then she starts panting and that's bad for her. So I'm over here trying to deal with that, and then I'm over here trying to open the windows, but then some of the windows don't have like the what is it, the tent or the I can't think of the little thing, so the little net or whatever it's called, right? So then because of that, I had to keep an eye on my cat to make sure he didn't escape through the window. So yeah, I had all of that going on, right? So then finally the light comes back and I'm like, okay, well, you know what? I have to go to HEB to the pharmacy to go get a refill for the Benadryl, you know. So then I go ahead and do that, and then I end up asking the pharmacist, there you go. I end up asking the pharmacist, like, hey, is there anything that you recommend, like, for itchiness, you know? So she gave me, like, this pink ointment to put on her skin. I was like, okay, perfect, I'll take it. So we come home. By that time, it's time for another dose, right? So I ended up giving her the dose, and because it's, once again, like I said, it's really, really bad. So I give her the dose, everything's okay. However, it did take a good while for it to finally kick in, but you know, so it's been a few hours, and then she starts crying. She starts crying like, mommy, it hurts, it hurts. She just kept complaining that her stomach hurt. Like, that was like the main thing, that her stomach hurt. Not that she was itchy, it was just that her stomach hurt, you know. So by this time, like, it's time for another dose. So I try to give her the Benadryl. And before I continue, let me just say, my daughter, she's really, really good at taking medication. Like, if you tell her you have to take this because, you know, so you could feel better, she'll be like, okay, mommy, and she takes the medicine. Like, she'll even, like, if you give her the syringe, she'll do it on her own, right? Like, even when we were at the urgent care, like, they were so impressed because she took the medicine like a champ, you know, like they didn't even struggle. Like, she pretty much did it herself. So anyways, back to the story. So it's time for another dose. So then, like I said, she's been crying that her stomach hurts, her stomach hurts. So then whenever I try giving her the last Benadryl, she starts like gagging. So then I stop it, right? I stop the Benadryl just to, you know, let her breathe and stuff. And so I stop, and then while I stop, she vomits, right? She literally vomited. So then at this point, she's crying, she's vomiting, like she's in pain, you know, and I'm just like, what do I do? Because, like, once again, I don't have no one to ask, like, what do I do, you know? I'm pretty much on my own, even though I have a very supportive partner. Like, you know, we're new at this, so we don't really know, like, you know, we're still learning as we go. So I'm like, okay, what do I do? What do I do? So then I was like, you know what, let me call urgent care, because even though urgent, when I was there and they released me, they told me that I did have to follow it with her pediatrician, right? So I did call her pediatrician as soon as I got out, but apparently she's out of town until January. It's barely November, you know. They're like, well, you can see someone else, and I'm like, okay, but the next appointment, it wasn't gonna be till Tuesday. It's barely Friday. So, you know, I still have a few more days to go. So anyways, so I end up calling urgent care, and I'm like, look, my daughter was here a few days ago, and I'm like, I'm calling because I tried giving her her medicine. She's very good at taking it, but right now she's having trouble keeping it in, right? I said, as soon as I tried giving it to her, she just started vomiting. So now I'm not sure if I can give it to her again, or what do I do? And she was like, well, what is it? And I said, it's Benadryl. And she's like, give her the Benadryl again. And I'm like, okay, but do I give her the whole new dose again, or do I just continue what I have left, right? Because I wasn't sure and I didn't want to overdose her. So they're like, oh, she's like, oh, just give her the whole thing again. And I'm like, okay, I'll go ahead and do that, thank you, right? That's what I said. Well, right when I was about to hang up, she starts with, how old is she? And I'm like, she's 3 years old. And then she's like, she's a child and you're an adult. She's like, you need to take control and make sure she takes the medicine. And then she starts, and then she keeps continuing, and she's like, you need to act like an adult, okay? She's a child. All kids hate medicine. All kids hate medicine, okay? That's why she's crying. She's crying because she doesn't want it. You have to force it. And then she's just like talking to me like with an attitude, and she's like to me, it just felt like she was getting after me, you know? Like, I didn't even feel like she was actually helping me. So then she's just like talking to me very rude, you know? And then she's just going on and on and on. So then I'm like, okay, no, like, this is like, enough is enough, right? So I'm over here struggling because I'm concerned about my daughter. And then this lady here, which I don't even know if she's a nurse, a receptionist, or what, she's over here, she's not even helping at this point. She's just being rude. So then I decide to interrupt her. And then that's when I'm like, look, okay, I'm calling because my daughter is having trouble keeping her medicine, okay? I told you she's very good at taking medication, so that's not the problem, okay? The problem is that I know my daughter is in pain, okay? And then, like, I was just like, I was just trying to make things straight because, like, she's over here talking about all kids hate medicine, and I'm like, that's not even why I'm calling. I'm calling because, my daughter's not keeping the medicine in, and she's very good at taking the medicine. So obviously, I know my daughter. But yeah, she was just going on and on until I finally decided to interrupt her, and she was like, okay. And then she started being all nice again, and she's like, okay, well, if you have any questions, just go ahead and call me back. And I'm like, okay, thank you, bye. So then finally, like, by the time I finished talking to her, my daughter was feeling a little bit better, so I was able to give her like the Benadryl again. So yeah, I was just dealing with that because the hives just kept coming back. But finally today, she only had one reaction today, and it was a little bit less than the last time, so I feel like she's improving. But I still have to take her on Tuesday for a follow-up, and we'll go from there, because more than likely she's gonna need that allergy test because it's not the first time that it happens, right? So yeah, it was a super super long story, but yeah, I've just had a lot going on this week. And then that lady, yeah, she was just making things worse for me. But yeah, like I said, my daughter is doing way, way better. And I just want to say thank you so much for everyone that prayed for her. You guys are amazing. But yeah, thank you so much. And for those that actually made it to the end of the video, go ahead and comment. I don't know, go ahead and comment a purple heart just so I know you guys made it to the end. I don't like making my videos long, but I just felt like I had a lot to say, which actually makes me feel way better just to vent, because yeah, it was rough. But yeah, anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I hope to see you on my next one. Bye, guys.
Baby Hollywood, the baby yellow, Jappy,